we have taken the Greek navy, and now we have the Carthaginians' first fleet, and they are evenly matched. Okay, there are no army cards, and so we don't need to worry about that. And what we're going to do here is, because the Greeks are attacking, and both of them have the Trium level, so they're both going to roll green dice. So our 3 green dice as we're attacking as the Greeks onto the Carthaginians. Let's see how it goes. S effect does nothing, blank does nothing, and we have 1 wound. Okay, so Carthaginians going to choose to place that onto there. Carthaginians then get the chance to respond with the exact same dice. All blanks, not good, not good. Okay, Greeks coming back with their next one. Okay, 2 blanks and another wound. Carthaginians are going to choose to place it onto there. Carthaginians then getting their chance. 2 blanks and an S, not going to do anything in this case. So right, now back to the Greeks, who are doing phenomenally well here. 2 blanks and an S, not going to do anything. Carthaginians, their response, same thing again. Wow. Okay, this has been a bit of a slog. Okay, the Greeks coming back with their next one. Oh, and look at this. A blank, another wound, which the Carthaginian is going to choose to place there, and then the death of a ship. Here we go. So I think we're just going to place that onto there. Okay, so in the next round, they're only going to be fighting with 2. But for now, they're going to get a chance to respond with all 3. And that is 2 wounds and a blank. So I'm going to place those out here, and at the end of that round this ship then gets removed. There we go. So now the Greeks are going to be attacking with 3 against the Carthaginians 2. Wow, look at that. So we have a wound and 2 straight kills. So the Carthaginians have lost this fight. They've lost. Their fleets have been defeated. But the question is, how many Greek ships are they going to take with them? Let's find out. The answer is none. With a blank and an S, that is no good. So the Carthaginians have just lost that fleet entirely. So that is the 3 battle cards. Whereas the Greeks, because they've managed to split their wounds, are going to go back completely intact. So as we return back to the main campaign board, let's see how all of that looks. So the Carthaginians have lost that second fleet entirely. It is gone, auto-resolved and out. Whereas the Greeks have managed to retain all of their ships. Pardon me, that should be over here. Carthaginians have lost that fleet entirely. And because it was a fleet with 3 or more, the Greeks actually get a victory point for that. So they've gone and done that there. And that's going to leave the Greeks open to now attack into here. And I've just realized there is the opportunity for the Carthaginians to go ahead and intercept if they want to. However, their second fleet only has 2. And there's no point in them trying to lose this against the Romans. And so we're going to have a second fleet battle whereby we move this up into here, and it's Rome's first fleet versus the Greeks' first fleet. So as that takes place, let's go and see what that looks like. We have 4 cards from the Greeks' first fleet, and we have 3 cards from the Roman first fleet. And here goes our second engagement of the campaign. So here are the Romans here. Here are the Greeks here. Greeks have 4 ships, Romans have 3. All at the same level, triariums. So Greeks are rolling 4 cards. And wow, look at that. Straight off the bat, we have a blank, we have a wound, which the Roman's going to put here, and we have 2 just straight up kills. 2 straight up kills right off the bat. So we're going to place those onto here. But before they get removed, the Romans are going to have an opportunity to respond. But this is not going well for the Romans. Okay, so we have a blank, we have a wound. So Greeks will put there, and one of their cards is just straight dead. Just like that. So now that we've done that, we resolve that by removing these 2 ships from the Romans and we remove this one from the Greeks, which means that it is now 3 against 1. So the Greeks have 3 ships against the Romans 1. Let's see what happens in this next round. Okay, and look at this, they're completely obliterated. S is not going to do anything, but the second wound, that's going to take it out, and there's even a death on top of it to just rub salt in the wound. But before that finishes, do the Romans do any damage back? The answer is absolutely no. It's an S, doesn't do anything. So that Roman fleet has been absolutely annihilated. The Greeks walking away with 1 ship down, but retaining the other 3. So they've done really, really well. The Greeks way ahead and absolutely annihilating. Remember, this is the reason why you don't auto-resolve in the actual computer game, because you get wild and crazy results just like this. So the Greeks staying intact and the Romans have lost their main fleet. And that is actually a second victory point for the Greeks. Wow. And it's left the Greeks wide open to go ahead and and support attacks into Rome there. So putting a lot of pressure on the Romans. Now what we're doing is we're taking a look at what's happening up here and wondering whether or not we should be combining these armies. I think that's what we should do. So let's do that. Let's move Philip into here to momentarily look at reorganizing each of these armies. We're sending one up into attacking that Roman army. And we'll have an epic battle. So if we can have up to 9, is it 9? There's up to 10, I believe, plus a general. So we'll have Philip, and we've got 2 skirmishers in there already. I think what we want to do is let's take this over here and splay this. And let me show you, because I think we're going to take Philip's army and we're going to take it forwards, but we're going to absolutely max it out as best as we possibly can. So we don't have any additional... Oh, well, actually we do have skirmishers, some skirmishers to speak of. Not necessarily useful though. Saying that, no, that's a load of rubbish. So we're going to place them into here as we reorganize. Okay, then we can have 4 main battle cards. So we've got 1, 2, these guys are good. 2, 3, and 4. Let me just check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can even put in... but this army here has to have a main battle card. It has to retain one. So that's as much as I can do. That's the best army that I can make right now. So I think army number 2 is just going to retain this small number. Let's put them back here. But we're going to take Philip's maxed out mega amazing army and we're going to place it into battle with the Romans. Or at least be ready to do that. I don't want to attack with their walls. No, that's a bad idea. So, let's just make it clear what's going on here. We could use this second army to attack. Nah. I think what we do is we just withdraw them. Yeah, we'll withdraw them down to here. Hold that port. Yeah, we'll draw them down to there. It does open up the opportunity though for us to move army number 3 potentially into Rome. Well, that doesn't seem like a good idea. We just don't have the strength. we do want to threaten. We do want to threaten them. We want to threaten the invasion without actually necessarily launching it. But I think that's what we do. So we had the reorganize action, which was 1. That's 2. Move them down here for 3. And we move army number 3 up, I think. So here and then into there. Yeah. So a lot of pressure. Applying a lot of pressure to the Romans. To back off. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that. So that has been our campaign phase, and it's ended without any actual battles, which is interesting. Hang on though, because we did say if we're going to attack them, we need to do it before the Marian forms. And if we can strike them there, it's just we're going to be hitting them with walls. And only main battle cards take part in those battles. Yikes. Yikes. We're going to be attacking them. Nah, we need wide open. Yeah, we need wide open. We can't attack into a place with walls. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. We can't attack. We're stuck. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. Anyway, that's the end of the Greeks' turn, I think. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll move on to the barbarian.